Hello everyone, my name is Miro and I'm going to present you several mobile web applications. Let me show you the first one. It's an image and button interaction. Once you click on the image, apparently different image will appear. Once you click on the button, it will reset. In the backend, what we have is a multiple layout store in layouts array. I have a small for loop that interacts through the images and the buttons. And I have this small method that basically loads and unloads the images. This one gets back everything to default. App 2 is a travel app that includes several radio buttons, and once you click on them they will affect the spinner menu, and once you choose any of the destination it will appear the description, and if you press clear it will clear the entire thing. And in the back end what I have is array list for the spinner, a hash map function that basically will fetch the information from the back and it's gonna display it here at the front. I have load adapter here for the spinner, and what I have is if else statements for the radio buttons. If I click on both, show me in the spinner only both destination. I'm updating the adapter here. On submit, I have if else statement which says if I've selected something on the spinner, display it. If I don't, show me no selection. And here is the button clear that clears everything back to default. App 3, it's a pizza ordering app that has your checkboxes. Once you click on them it will add total price and image will appear for the ingredients. Once you click on order it will order the pizza. If you press clear it will reset everything back to default and it will keep the base of the pizza. In the backend what I have is this small method which basically implements these images. If I click on the checkbox, let's say for tomatoes, image will appear, it will add its price to the total. And if I click again, it will remove the image, it will remove the price from the total. The method is over here. And here I have the submit, which will take the total sum of each checkbox here, and it will add it. It will display it in this toast message. On bottom clean, I have this method, which will reset everything back to default, and it will appear this toast message. App 4, it's an animal catalog app that basically has horizontal scroll view, image click, and buttons that interact accordingly. In the backend I have 3 arrays, one for the titles, one for the description stored in here, one for the images which I'm loading here. I have small method that basically fetch that data, uses index, and when it's given you just grab the title, the description, and through for loop get the image for it, and it's called here in the program. Then I have a set on click for each small images above the scroll view, which has method set animal, which allows me to set manually the index. So if I'm in capybara and want to go to chinchilla, I just change the index and I update accordingly. And I have button next and button previous here. App 5, it's a login and registering app. It's gonna ask me to log in, and if I have account it will log me in, but in this case I don't, so it's gonna throw me error. So let's try to register. Of course I have several measures, anti-measures basically. If I try to register without name it's gonna give me error. Let me choose gender and age. If I try to register again it will ask me what is your username. Then if I try again, hey, fill your password. And if I just mistype it by mistake, it's not proper, fix it. Now I'm registered, and if I try to log in, and if again I try to mistype the password, hey, wrong password. So now I'm logged in, I have the name, the gender, and the age displayed. And for instance, if I try to make a new account, let's say Jack, but use the same username, let's see what will happen. The system will check, oh, this username is already existing in my database, so no, you cannot have it. Okay, let me close this and let me show you quickly the backend. What I have is a helper class where I'm actually getting the data for the register activity and I'm sending it to it. In the login activity what I have is the registration link button, which is sending me to register activity, login button with if else statement that checks if nothing is written and try to log in, throw me one of these. If I write any data, check if the data exists, and if it does, check log me in. If it doesn't, throw error. In register activity what I have is basically a small array for the spinner that traversed through the years from 1920 to 2020. It's called over here the register button that basically gets the data, and of course the if else statements that checks if something is empty, fill it up, and the password is not matching, hey, fix it. I have here as well small if else statement that checks if that what you inserted is existing in the database. If it does, throw error. If it's not, just register me, create the account, send me back to the login screen. This is the button bug, which is going to send me as well to the login screen, and the button clean that clears the form. In login activity, what I have is this small function that gets the data from the database and displays it on the screen. This one is for the age to show me what age I am, and the button logout. This is app 6 and it's a contacts app with permission box that is asking to allowance to the contacts. Once you do it, this menu will appear with the contacts, and I have some search filter. If I try to type John, and the less people will appear, only the ones starting with that name. And if I try to erase, more will appear. If I click on the image, I'll be able to call them. Okay, in the backend I have a class constructor which I'm using for my recycle view adapter over here. What I have is a small function filter that I'm using to filter the names with a for loop. And also what I have here is that set image. Once I click on the image to send me to down menu. In main activity, what I have is array that loads the images, and I also have a small method setup contacts, which basically gets all the contact details, names, emails, and the image through for loop and add them in the program. Then I'm adding them in the recycle view adapter over here, and here I'm implementing the filter. In main activity is just the code for the permission box. This is my final app, and it's a game renting store. And if you click on any game, a calendar will appear, and you can choose from which to which date you can book the game. And if you want to book another one, the next message will appear under the previous one, as you can see here. If you go to checkout, they will be displayed accordingly, and if you go back, you can still see that the game is reserved and you can cancel if you want to. Okay, in the backend I'm having game class model, which has the variables which I'm going to need for the game, like title, author, publisher, etc. And I need them for the recycle view. In the recycle view I'm loading them, and also I'm programming the button what to do, to change its color, text, also to open the calendar. In the small function here basically says that I cannot choose a previous date than the current date. And here is the dialog box with the buttons check out and stay on the page, and they work accordingly. And I have the small dialog box if you want to cancel the game, to appear a dialog box, do you want to cancel, yes or no. Okay, in the main activity what I have is basically the JSON script which I'm fetching the data from into my recycle view. And here I have activity result launcher, which is allowing me to memorize the steps. So let's say if I reserve a game, and if I go to checkout, once I go back, the game will be still displayed as reserved. And here is the code that basically fetches all the data from the JSON and add it into array list, which is loaded into the recycle view adapter. And here what I have is basically what is showing on the dialog box, just show it on the screen again. And here is, if I click back, just remember the games. I've actually had several problems in each of the programs, and also bugs, some big, some small, they will describe in my report. What I can say, it was quite challenging, but also it was quite fun overcoming all these challenges. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.